I have been a business person all of my life. I'm a second generation Bronner family, and my father started the business in 1947, where he distributed hair care products to beauty salons and barbershops. And in distributing those products, he did a seminar to teach them how to use the products. Fast forward, that seminar has turned into the world's largest hair show, which is the Bronner Bros Beauty and Trade Show, where we still teach beauticians and barbers how to use hair products. So that's been going on now for 78 years.
Wow. Wow.
And my father was adamant about teaching us to be entrepreneurs, not just get an education. He did believe in getting an education, but he believed in teaching us how to build our own business. And each one of my brothers, the second generation, was just like the first generation. And when I look at the first generation of Bronners, there were 11 kids. And when I left Atlanta, and we were pretty famous for the hair shows and the BB hair products. But when I went to Washington, D.C., he had a brother who had a Bronner's Kirby vacuum cleaner distributing company. And then when I went to Philadelphia, he had a brother who had a Bronner's lounge and nightclub. Then when I went to Chicago, he had a Bronner that had a Bronner's upholstery shop. So everywhere I went, them 11 kids were spread all over. And me and my brothers went through pretty much the same thing. So we all worked in the Bronner Bros hair care business. But on the side, we developed our own companies. We went through the complete experience of being an entrepreneurship. My project was Upscale magazine. So 36 years ago, I started Upscale magazine, which has grown to be, one of the top 2 magazines left. It's just Upscale and really Essence that are now nationwide, still on the newsstands.
Okay.
But it taught me, like I say, it's one thing to be in a established business. It's another thing to start a business from scratch.
Tell me about some of the scars of starting the business from scratch.
I learned, like I say, even before I started in the magazine business, I was in the music business, and I learned if the catch-22 principle. I would always be going around in circles. So when me and my brothers, we bought a studio, we put out an album, and my job was to go and market and sell the album. So when I went around to all of the radio stations, they was like, we don't play music if it's not available in the record stores. So I was like, no problem. So I went out to the record stores, and the record stores told me the exact same thing. We don't stock records until we hear them on the radio. So I'm trying to figure out how. I'm going back and forth. How do I break this cycle? So the magazine business was very, very simple. Magazine shops said, we don't stock magazines unless they're promoted. And the more I start doing business, the more I start seeing it's just some things you're going to have to go through. No matter what you do, you're going to get into some catch-22 situations. And you have to be able to figure out how to get out of it. But the good thing is, once you get out of it once, you'll be able to get out of it the rest of your life. So a lot of principles that I learned starting Upscale magazine and continuing the legacy of Bronner Brothers, I'm now able to use them and help other people. Like I say, help myself develop new companies and new new ways of doing business and new ways of heading to success.
Coming from a big, successful family, like family members spread out over doing great things, at any time were you ever pressured by any of that success?
There is pressure from having a famous name. People have certain expectations. People think you have a lot of money. My parents had a lot of money, but I didn't have a lot of money. So they would expect me to be able to act like my parents, and you can't do that. When I'm in college, I'm like a college student. I only have a certain amount of money, which is not millions. I still got a ragged car.
Absolutely.
I am still developing. But the good thing about my father is he did not put that kind of pressure on us that we had to be something we weren't. We had to do something we didn't want to do. He gave us, like I say, he showed us a good way to do things, and he let us make a decision what we wanted to do. He didn't force us into any of his businesses. So he had a lot of experience, and when he set the business and the family up to work together. So at one time he had 6 boys and he had 6 stores, and he could put one here, one there, and keep them with space between them, and he had a lot of things that taught us how to work together. And when you train people a certain way and expose them to this way, that's what they end up with. I think exposing us and having us around automatically does the job of forcing us into the business. He made it fun. He made it exciting. And he didn't have to tell us to come into the business. We were excited to be able to come into the business. So none of the things that he had was pressured on us. And I will do exactly the same thing as he's done. I won't pressure anybody to do anything, but I'll make it exciting and fun and make them want to do it.